Okay, so from this chapter of Fairy Tale, I've been seeing some weird stuff going on, like lava all over the place, the Straw Hat crew, and then all of a sudden, Igneel finally decides to reveal himself. And wait, what? Igneel!
That tune means it's time for our fingers to take a walk. And in this song, each finger will have its own special walk. The thumb will move slowly along like a fat little pig. Pointer will go hop, hop, hoppeting, and each of the other fingers will have their own special walk.
Okay, so this is actually a One Piece review for episode 579, and yeah, as I had been surprised, it appears that a huge dragon, a huge red dragon, which is very reminiscent of Igneel, has appeared in the before the Straw Hats, who made it to the island called Punk Hazard, which, by the way, is going to be the start of a very crazy arc in the New World. So get ready for that. So the chapter, or should I say, the episode begins by where the Straw Hat crew continues from where the filler left off, with Shuzo against the Straw Hat crew and everything, and all of that happening, a happy ending. Though I believe that the film Z would be like right in between the end of that episode and before the beginning of this episode in order to tie in everything. So that's the only way it makes sense. But alright, continuing, the Straw Hat crew were just moving along. They were, and then they, excuse me, and then they came across this area of the sea which was on fire, and at the same time, Nami's new log post for the new world was going haywire. It wasn't able to lock onto any island, especially the island where they were aiming for. So, and Luffy was saying, "Oh, let's go to that place where the fire is, where everything else is going crazy." And even though Nami said that it would be dangerous there, Luffy would just continue to insistently want to go to that area until they decided to go. And right up to where the sea was burning, they found that there was a part where they reached where they got a strange phone call on Denden Mushi from someone. It was actually a distress call, and the person was crying a lot. And it turns out that this person was crying that a samurai was cutting down each and every one of his comrades or some sort. So you don't really know what's going on there because it was so sudden, and everybody else was wondering what was going on. Luffy stupidly picked up the phone, ignoring Robin's warning that it may be some form of trick by the Navy in order to track pirates, but he ignored it and answered anyway, and went as far as saying, "Oh, I am Straw Hat Luffy, the guy who will become the king of the pirates." Typical Luffy. But anyway, continuing from there, after the distress call, actually at the end of the distress call, the guy who was on Dendo Nushi got cut, and he was complaining. A key thing, he was complaining about how cold it was, even though that they saw the sea on fire. So you have to think about what the heck is going on there. But then you never know until we see what comes of this arc. For our anime viewers, for manga viewers, you already know what's gonna happen. And just as Robin warned, Smoker and Tashigi actually picked up their call between the conversation between the distress call and Luffy. So basically, where they were going to an island that was constantly rained down by lightning, they weren't going there anymore, so they went to Punk Hazard instead. So, continuing from there, they finally decided to go to the island to investigate what was going on. And before they actually, before they actually reach the actual island, Nami used a new technique, something called Cloud Road, which is something reminiscent from what they you were using on Sky Island, Skypiea. So she created one from her climate act, and they used the mini Mary to go there. They were choosing between who would actually go there, choosing by using straws. And Usopp, who didn't want to go there badly, ended up going there with Luffy, who wanted to go there first, Robin, and Zoro. So the crew, the four that went there were Luffy, Robin, Zoro, and Usopp. And the rest stayed behind to stay on the ship. So after that, they took the Mini Mary, and on the Mini Mary, they were eating lunch and everything. Usopp was panicking and making excuses, but you know, that's typical Usopp. And they made their way onto the island where it was blazing hot all around. There was fire everywhere. There was metal melting, and then they reached this huge fence, which seemed like it was for a top secret area. And on that fence, they saw that the symbols for the they saw the symbols for the world government and the navy. So Usopp believed that they shouldn't be trespassing, but then he remembered that, oh, they're pirates, so it wouldn't be a problem, and they already declared war against the world government, so it's no problem whatsoever, right? So he had no excuse, especially after Zoro cut down the giant metal door and proceeded onwards. So once in there, they were walking around, and because of how hot it was, most of them had to take off their clothes. Luffy and Zoro took off their shirts and such, and Robin, who apparently was teasing everybody, actually just took off her dress and revealed that she had something underneath. So sorry for all you fanboys of Robin who thought that you were going to get some extreme fan service. Nope, not this time. At least not yet. So continuing from there, they were proceeding onwards, investigating and inquiring what the heck was going on with this island. And then it reached to a part where they started to hear these huge, loud, roaring sounds. They were like huge sounds all around, like some huge monster was around. And then when they least expected it, the huge monster revealed itself, and they were all astonished to see what it was. That it was a huge dragon who was reminiscent of Igneel. So that's why I had that reaction at first. But you'll probably see what's going to happen with that. But you know what's going to necessarily happen first. They're going to have to take this thing on because it's a threat. And apparently it seems to be the first source of all this fire around, because you know it's a red fire-breathing dragon, so you know, probably. But yeah, that's pretty much for the episode. Now the way I do my ratings is that I do it out of 5. I'm not copying anyone. This is my own personal thing. I'm doing out of 5, and I also give it a qualitative rating, say poor, good, mediocre, okay, awesome. And my top rating is my own personal thing, AC. So let's see now. This episode rating, because not that much happened, but thanks to what happened at the end, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. So that is 4.5 out of 5. So that's it for my review. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, and comment, rate, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later. And until then, everybody, ace everything.